Welcome to The Growth Concept. I'm your host, Kieran Upton, and I'm on a mission to empower growth through these real conversations. If you're new to the show and this is the first episode you're tuning in, welcome. And I think we can both agree that 2025 has gone so quick. It's crazy that the years just seem to get faster and faster. I'm not sure if it's just me, but this year's gone so fast. But one thing I've noticed is that this year's been one of the best years of my life, personally and professionally, with the growth I've had. And I truly hope you've had the same, or you've had the same vibe as me. It's been a great year, and it's a very optimistic mindset for 2026. And the purpose of this episode is for it to act as a reflective moment on the year I've had, and to share a bit about how the podcast is doing, the business, a bit of behind the scenes, in hope to inspire you to take action or hopefully exchange value in a sort of way. Hopefully I can provide value for you so you too can hit your goals 10 times faster leading into 2026. I'm going to share 25 lessons I learned from 2025. The past couple of years have been the two of the most biggest years of my life. It was September 2024, I launched the Growth Concept podcast. And this year I launched GC Media, Growth Concept Media, and launched a website. So it seems to be these past 2 years have been huge in regards to achieving some pretty cool things. And I hope you've found your thing, or the Growth Concept has been able to provide value in some sort of way. Because one thing I've found with talking to so many people, I think I've spoken to coming up to 50 episodes, having these conversations have opened so many doors and opportunities, and these conversations have unlocked the mindset I've needed to get to where I am now. So if you're wanting to grow, level up, and you want to have these conversations, the conversations I have on the Growth Concept are the ones that are impacting my life so much, which is kind of crazy. It's just funny how everything just aligns when you look back, and in the moment it may seem like, oh, this is hard. There's a lot of resistance, but you look back and it just all makes sense, whether that's a network connection, a risk that you took that led to X opportunity. Reflecting on the year, it's been unreal, and I'm so thankful for you. And some stats for the podcast. We have clocked over 2,000 downloads. Cue the champagne bottle. I do not have champagne with me. 2,000 downloads, which is incredible when I started with nothing. No idea how to host a podcast, no idea how to edit, no idea how to do heaps of things. And doing the reps, getting that experience, it's slowly grown into something I'm extremely, extremely passionate about. And we have 15% of our listeners are overseas, a lot in United States. We have quite a few in Europe and Philippines, Indonesia, and in Scotland too. So we have a pretty diverse global base, which is incredible. Thanks to you guys. And I look forward to providing future value. I'll be persisting with this podcast forever. I love it, and I'll not stop. And I'll continue making this show better and better thanks to your help. Let's get into the 25 lessons I learned in 2025. Fail forward. Lesson 1, fail forward, turning mistakes into momentum. This is something I had to learn quickly coming out of school, because typically uni and school, you're taught failure is bad. But in the real life, if you do not fail, you do not succeed. You've got to do it. As ironic as it sounds, it's about failing, finding out what works and what doesn't, then changing your strategy to what works. And the only reason you're going to do this is by failing. Whether that's screwing up that speech or missing that lead or client reach out. It's finding what works and applying that thing because you've failed at it, which took me a little while to learn. When I first started my business, GC Media, I tried to be perfect. I'm like, I won't be able to do the shoot until I figure this out. And it wasn't until I'm like, you know what, screw it. Let's just jump in the deep end. And I did it. Yeah, the shoot wasn't great, but I got so much experience out of it. And I was able to apply that to my next shoot. Constantly failing, constantly evolving adapting the system and approach to increase your chances of success. Lesson 2, motivation fades, discipline builds. I have set 2 crazy challenges for myself in 2025. One was running a sub 90 half marathon, which was absurd at the time. I had so many people being like, oh, you will not be able to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, watch me. Same with this Muay Thai challenge I'm doing at the moment, trying to win a unprofessional Muay Thai fight with only 10 weeks of training, 70 days. Crazy, but it's doable with the right mindset and dedication. Motivation fades. So you wake up, you may be feeling motivated listening to this right now, which is good. That's my goal, to motivate you, but this motivation is going to fade as soon as you click onto the next podcast or swipe away. To keep that motivation going, you need to build systems in place to keep that momentum. Whether that's habit tracking, your to-do list, whatever. Finding something that backs that initial motivation so you can keep pushing to achieve your X result, whatever that may be. Lesson 2, motivation fades. Lesson 3, life is short. Stop waiting, start moving. This is a bit of a scary point. So in February this year, I almost died at work. It was fucked. Long story short, so I got a really bad electric shock. I'm a 3rd year electrical apprentice. I was 2nd year at the time. And long story short, the circuit was turned on that I was working on. I forgot to isolate the breaker. Well, I did, but it was labelled wrong, so I isolated the wrong circuit. And I grabbed this hot water system element as the current was passing through me, and I could not let go of this hot water system. I just felt like it was just sucking me in pretty much. It was so scary, like, looking back. And I seriously thought I was going to die because I could not let go. To kill a human being with electricity, you need 0.5 amps. This hot water system probably would have been drawing 16 amps. How I didn't die or my heart rate get thrown out is remarkable. It was crazy. So when this happened, I stood up from this shock, and with adrenaline pounding through my veins, I'm like, I'm not sure if my heart's going to stop now, whether my heart's going to stop on the way to hospital or later that night when I'm sleeping. So when you get electric shock, you're meant to go to the hospital straight away, get hooked up to an ECG to monitor your heart rate. That way, when you go to sleep that night and your heart rate drops to resting, it just doesn't stop. So luckily, I was all good, but hooked up to the ECG, that was all fine, thankfully. But it made me realize that life can be so short. Life is precious. And you hear all these motivation people saying this, but until you come close to death, it's an experience you'll never forget. Not encouraging you to get close to death. That's not what I'm saying. But just appreciate what you have, because when you come close to having nothing, you appreciate what you have. It's that yin-yang situation. You don't know happiness without sadness. You don't know life without potentially losing it. And this was just a game changer, and it made me realize how short it can be. So take action, keep moving forward. Lesson 3, life is short. Lesson 4 is rest is part of the work. This is something that took me a little while to learn, because with having a very go, go, go mindset, there's no time for rest. That's what I originally thought. But with running the HBF half marathon in under sub 90s, which was a 4 minute and 11 second pace for 21.3 kilometers or something, rest was so crucial for this process, because if I ran half marathon every single day, I would burn myself out, get shin splints hell bad, cook my ankles. But with having that rest, scheduling rest, which is important when you're a busy guy or girl, whatever, scheduling rest is essential, especially with doing this Muay Thai challenge as well. Chill out, rest, take a deep breath. And then that way you rapidly excel in the higher volume tasks, because you're allowing yourself to rest and regenerate that energy, that feeling of power in you. That's something that took me a little while to learn, but I'm slowly learning it even today. Lesson 4, rest is part of the work. Lesson 5, reflect to refine, daily gratitude and review. Okay, so this is huge. Lesson 5, reflect. I plan out every day the night before. I've not missed one day unless I get home at midnight and I just want to sleep. I've done that like 5 times, maybe missed 5 days. But with planning out each day the night before, you are mentally preparing yourself for what you got to get done for the day after. So when you wake up the next morning, you already have systems in place to achieve that result. And with planning out each day, you are aligning that day with your weekly goals, which aligns with your month, year, and then you are going to fast track your progress with doing this. So what I want you to do is grab a A4 piece of paper, cut it into little squares like this if you are watching it, and split it into 3 sections, morning, afternoon, or night. Have 3 days, 3 categories in one day. That way you can substitute sections of your day into these categories. For example, for tomorrow, I've planned out tomorrow already, which is wake up at 4:45, go to work, so I start early, come home, organize next day, and do some study, editing. I'm currently selling my car because I bought a new one. Try and sell my car if someone looking at it, and then go to Muay Thai training. The reason why I know this and I can say this right now is because I've planned it out. I've already mentally achieved it in my head. So when I wake up in the morning, I already know what I have to do to get that result. Strongly recommend. This is something that isn't spoken about enough. And if you want to fast track your goals or your development, whatever your outcome is, planning out each day, each week prior is essential. So that's obviously planning out the day ahead. But how do you reflect on that day? I've been documenting every single day of my life for 3 years now. I've not missed a day. And every night before I go to bed, I ask the question, what did I achieve? And with asking myself this question, it allows you to think, what have I achieved today? Has today aligned with my bigger vision? And if it has, you've won the day. But if not, then you know how to adjust the next day in order to achieve whatever your outcome and objectives are. So we're doing this. Reflect each day, ask yourself this simple question, and then reflect on the week. I've been documenting and reflecting for the past 3 years every week, which has been incredible because you've been able to see that growth over time and that compound effect, which is unreal. I asked myself 4 questions. Let's see if I remember this off by heart. What went well? 3 things that went well that week, whether that's you closed a client, you hit the gym five days a week, or you meditated 5 days, whatever. And then the second question is, what can you improve on? Whether this is remove distractions, remove your phone when you're studying, or have more systems or a to-do list in the gym. That way you go in with more intention. That's the second question. What can you improve on? And the third question is, how can you achieve your goals faster? By answering this question, you are mentally finding ways that you can achieve your goals faster, whether that's be more intentional with your time, create a more effective, proactive to-do list, etc. And then the fourth question is, what has this week taught you? And with answering this question, it's a question that makes you think, okay, what have I learned this week? Is it consistency compounded over 365 days, 1% better every single day equals 365% return on the initial investment? Like thinking, it makes you think in a different mindset to find lessons in each week or each day, however you structure it yourself. And then the last 2 sections of reflecting on the week is 2 B's. Okay, I got to be more accountable, more disciplined, more proactive. And then values. What are you going to try and value this week? Whether it's your health, growth, community. That way you're setting yourself up for this week and you're already mentally preparing yourself for this. Lesson 5, reflect and refine. Lesson 6, break old patterns. As cliche as it sounds, step into new levels. If you're not happy where you are, adapt. New sets of skills, new habits. Easier said than done, I know. But reading a book called Atomic Habits, strongly recommend, or 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This book is incredible for setting yourself up, whether that's in your habits, your skills, etc. Break old patterns and substitute these old patterns with new ones. Lesson 7, forget balance, focus on seasons. This is something that has come into my life more recent with having a business, working full-time, podcasting, and studying. I'm doing it a lot, so therefore I need to have seasons, whether it's a hustle season, mostly it's hustle season, but having set times in the week to do more leisure activities, like go for a run with a mate. Schedule these things in, otherwise you'll never do them. So having a balanced life, I think, is a waste of time in this day and age, just because define balance. Balance is different for everyone. It's where do you want to be and where are you now? What does that gap look like? It's not as big as you think. It's really one decision away, whether that's sacrificing a couple of hours of sleep just so you can get that extra client or inbound lead, whatever, and then adjusting your routine to this, kind of like seasons. But at the moment, I'm in the season of hustle, and I've been in that for probably around 6 months, just trying to get ahead, build up my business, so then that way when I finish my apprenticeship, I have that business built up, ready to pursue full time, as well as the podcast. Lesson 8, don't forget to have fun. Enjoy the hustle. People always say to me, how do you do this? Because I love it. I work well in a stressful environment, which isn't for everyone, totally understand. But enjoying what you do, it's harder to get burnt out because you're enjoying the process. The late nights, early mornings, that repeat grind 7 days a week. If you're not enjoying it, you're going to get burnt out far faster than someone who wakes up fueled, wanting to do what they do. Just something to keep in the back of your mind and ask yourself, is what I'm doing aligned with that bigger vision, and am I enjoying it? It might not be, and that's 100% fine as well. There's always time to find your next big thing. Lesson 9, trust your gut, it already knows. This is something that has taken me a little while to learn, and I'm still learning, and I'm far from great or perfect at it. Trusting your gut, whether you meet someone for the first time and you're not 100% on this connection, you're just getting funny vibes, whether that's a business partner, a relationship, etc. Trusting that initial instinct will save so much pain and frustration later on that you might as well just trust your gut. And it's easier said than done, but I've found if you trust your gut earlier, it will save that initial frustration towards the end. There's a great quote. I'm probably going to butcher it, but it's going to be more expensive imagine you're on a bus. It's going to be more expensive being on that bus and staying on it than getting off at the first stop when you're on the wrong bus. So it would be cheaper and more effective getting off at that first stop, that first red flag or gut instinct that this isn't right, than trying to hold on to it and make it right, or trying to. It's just something to consider. Lesson 10, you don't need to be an expert. This lesson has come into my life quite frequent. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to have a degree in X, Y, Z. You are most qualified to help the person you used to be. This is a quote I love by Ed Mylett, an amazing individual who's the author of the book, The Power of One More. Strongly recommend if you're wanting to read new books. This book I've read 3 times, and I'll read it again. I love it. I live by his principle, The Power of One More, every single day. Strongly recommend. But you don't need to be an expert. Just take action. Teaching people what you're learning will solidify the information in your head far quicker than just reading it, absorbing it, and not passing it forward. So for example, with me doing this podcast right now, I'm learning so much about myself, whether that's reflecting, my public speaking, that, yeah, I'm not an expert, but I'm solidifying all this information that I've learned by passing it on and venting this out to you. Lesson 10, you don't need to be an expert. 11, your circle creates your ceiling. As we all know, you become who you spend the most time with. Are the people you're hanging out with right now aligned with the person you want to become? If no, then there's got to be some reflective decisions you've got to think about. But if yes, then that's great. Keep at it, find these qualities in different people, and try and surround yourself with more of these people. Lesson 12, break away from energy draining relationships. This is something that I have learnt big time. When you have that gut instinct, just trust it. Don't hold on or stay in it because you feel bad. You need to trust your gut, whether you like it or not. Otherwise, it's going to be far more painful and time consuming if you just hold on. Let go. Break free from energy draining relationships. Lesson 13, just ask. You have nothing to lose. Whether that's asking for help or for someone's number. You have nothing to lose. This is something that, rejection in society. Do you approach that chick? Do you approach that dude? Whatever. If you don't ask, then you're not achieving anything. But if you ask, you haven't lost anything. You haven't lost thousands of dollars. You haven't lost your respect or whatever. Just do it, whether that's asking a business partner to collaborate on a project, asking a client, or asking that person out. It doesn't matter because you're not losing anything. You don't know if you don't ask. Definitely recommend get out of that comfort zone. Lesson 14, seek mentorship. This is something that I value deeply. I have a mentor called Sam Moyer, and I met him at a home open for New Builds WA. And he was the first person that I shot media for with a camera and everything, and I had no idea what I was doing. He gave me the opportunity to get that experience for me to figure out what I needed to work on, and I could build from that. Seek a mentor. With seeking a mentor, look at, if you're having trouble, because I struggled with seeking a mentor for so long, look at where you want to be, whether that's you want to become a highly successful salesperson. Look at a very successful salesperson online. Online's a great way to find someone who aligns with you, as well as books. Books are a form of mentorship as well. Joining groups like Toastmasters for public speaking, or whether it's if you're into art, some art group, and finding mentors in that align with your future version of yourself is so important, because you're not going to learn from someone that hasn't been down the road you want to travel down. You want to learn from someone who's been down that road, struggled, and they can teach you and guide you through that similar struggle so you don't suffer as much as well. All part of the learning process though. Seek mentorship. It will change your life and you will achieve your goals so much faster. Lesson 15, communication is currency. With being a president of one of the largest Toastmasters, the largest Toastmasters group in Western Australia, I've learned that communication is currency. You rise or fall to the level on which you communicate. Whether this is selling your ideas, selling the dream, communicating with your team or organization, or facilitating a podcast or meeting, the way you communicate is the way you're perceived. You can have great skills, 10 out of 10 skills, but if you can't communicate, then you don't really have that skill to communicate your ideas. So a way to enhance this skill of communication, because it's such a big part of our lives, as we know, is join public speaking groups, do some research, read books, and just doing the reps, recording yourself like this, what I'm doing now. I could not do this when I first started. Even getting the camera out now, I was like, I was meant to record this on Monday. It's Sunday right now. So I put it off. So it's still something I'm learning as well. So if you have any questions with communication, flick them through. My email's in the show notes below, or reach out on Instagram, my website, whatever. And we can help each other achieve our goals faster. Lesson 16, be the brand before the world sees it. The power of personal branding. I've had so many opportunities come from my brand, whether that's business leads, podcast guests. LinkedIn has been a game changer. Your brand is what the world perceives you. How you look online is what people perceive you as. Your brand is your digital identity. It needs to be up to date if this is something that you're looking for. But if your work is confidential, maybe you got to reconsider putting yourself online like I'm doing. May not be for you, but a personal brand is crucial, especially in 2025. Lesson 17, build the team before the budget. this has been a massive learning curve because building a team when there's no cash flow is hard because you can't offer that monetary gain for that individual. So the way I've gone about it is selling the dream, sell what this business or this idea could be, getting whether that's investors or someone to share ideas with. 1 + 1 = 11 in business when they align with you. So in regards of building that team, find someone who aligns with your values, and it needs to be diverse. If you partner up with someone that is exactly the same as you, but in the long run, you're not going to get that growth you're after because they're exactly the same. They see the same things as you. Finding someone who is completely different in the way they think, etc. That way you're getting that diversity in the mind, in the ideas, and you'll find that your way of thinking and your mindset will be so much more open when other people can contribute. Definitely pursue a team with diversity. It's been a game changer for me. Lesson 18, buy back your time. With having my media business and had 4 clients at one point, I could not edit 4 people's work. It was so full on. I tried doing this for a week and I was getting burnt out. I was getting like 5 hours of sleep, just staying up late, waking up early and editing before work, and then editing at work on my lunch breaks. It was just crazy. The power of outsourcing. Leverage other people's time and resources to get yours back, so then you can focus on something that's most important to you, whether that's your podcast, your business, your career, your studies, whatever it may be. Leverage other people's time if it's a task you can outsource. Lesson 19, leverage LinkedIn. Build credibility and community. LinkedIn is a fairly new but old platform, but the organic growth, which is the reach you get without paid ads, is still so high for a social media platform. Facebook and Instagram have an organic growth percentage between 3 to 5%, very low. But LinkedIn has a 10 to 20% organic reach, which is still high. If you're not on LinkedIn, get on it. The reason is because you can connect with professionals that are on a different level than you that you want to get to. You can find mentors on LinkedIn that want to help as well, which if you're not on LinkedIn, what are you doing? Get on it. It's a game changer, whether you're a startup business wanting to level up your career or just talk to people that in different situations, learn about their story, their career. If you don't know yours as well, this is a great way to get diversity on what is out there as well. Lesson 20, leverage AI. Don't complete, collaborate. Leverage AI. Whether you're a content creator, there's platforms out there called Opus Clip where you can get short form content from a long form piece of content. ChatGPT 5 has been released in, I think, August or September. Leveraging these platforms to accelerate your mission, your growth, or your low-valued repetitive tasks is a no-brainer, where AI is not going to go anywhere. So learning about how AI works, whether that's learning how to code chatbots to manage your inbound leads, outbound leads, your conversions, your sales, your analytics, breaking it down, AI is a game changer for this, and it will only accelerate your growth, not slow it down. Lesson 21, ask, how can this make me money? The camera I'm recording this on right now, I bought this in May because I interviewed the world champion of public speaking and we shot the podcast on this camera and it was amazing. The quality was pristine. I loved it. So from there, I was like, I got to get this camera for the podcast. I can never go back to phone footage. So I bought this camera. It was $4,000. And yes, that's a lot of money to outsource when you're not making money on something. The podcast isn't making money, and I love that it's not, because I want this to be free for you without 1,000 ads in one episode. So with getting this camera, I thought to myself, how can this make me money? So I started learning how it works, shot real estate for the first time, which flopped. It sucked, but it was a foot in the door, and now I'm shooting a lot of business conferences, networking events, DJ gigs, nightclubs from just a camera. So with whatever you buy, how can it make you money? shift your mindset to that, start brainstorming, and you'll find opportunities and gaps in the market to start a side hustle, to start a business. Definitely recommend thinking about this more often, and you will find different opportunities that people aren't doing that you could do. Great way to get your foot in the door in entrepreneurship as well. Lesson 22, invest early. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'll keep this very minimal, but the compound effect, yes, works, whether that's in money, your personal growth, professional growth. What you do today, you may not see in the next 30 to 90 days. It's the next year you'll see. And breaking this down is whether it's $1, $2, $50 a week. Investing this into, for example, if personally for me, index funds are great because you get an average return of 6 to 8% per year. I think on average, do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, but this has gotten me some extra cash flow, which has been handy when I've needed it. Strongly recommend seeking education in this field. It's been a game changer for me. Lesson 23, diversity in skill sets. For example, I love communication. Communication is one of my strengths. Relationship building, I'm great with people. But when it comes to slowing down my decisions, I suck. I rush into things. I don't think about it properly. My business partner, Armandro-san, absolute legend. If you're listening to this, brother, thank you. He's very, whoa, slow down. Have you thought about X, Y, Z? And I'm like, oh, shit, I haven't. Okay, now we can think about this. I'm very go, execute, which is good and all. But when you got to slow down, that's super bad because then you start lacking quality, and even though you're pumping out quantity, it's not the best trait. So learning how to slow down, finding someone that fills in your weaknesses with their strengths and vice versa, your team's going to be unshakable and unstoppable. Lesson 24, delay gratification builds freedom. Short-term sacrifices create long-term choices. As cliche as it sounds, what you do today defines your tomorrow. If today wasn't productive or you woke up hungover, whatever, there's still tomorrow. So don't write off the whole week because you failed or didn't do one gym session. Get back at it tomorrow. Why are you defining one day and your whole week and then month? A quote I love is, if I gave you $10,000 and you lost $10, would you drop the rest of the $20,000 for that $10? Of course you wouldn't. You would just leave it. Same with time. I think you got 36,000 seconds in a day. If something annoys you or you don't do something and that takes 10 seconds, don't let that 10 seconds wreck your whole day just because of that one event. Just something to consider. Lesson 25, build the person you're becoming. Have a vision board, have these goals, and you will align with this person. Whether you're planning out each day the night before, as you know, the days becomes into weeks, weeks become months, months become years, then decades. So what you do today is actually pretty important. Most people underestimate what they do in a week or day, but underestimate what they can do in 1 year, 10 years, etc. Try not to rush into things, but taking each day as it comes as an opportunity and trying to align your actions today with the person you want to be tomorrow has been a game changer for me. That is 25 lessons that I've learned in 2025. I hope this episode has provided value in just one way. I hope it has. And if you like what we're doing on the growth concept, feel free to follow and share the show to your friends, your family. It helps the show out and helps spread this message to the world and to keep that growth. And in return, I'll continue to improve this podcast every single day, and I will not stop. Continue bringing the guests you want, the conversations you want, the authenticity that you want to the show. That way you can level up and I can level up as well together. We can grow together in this. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a good reflection for myself, and I'm glad I've done this. It's Sunday, almost Christmas. When this episode comes out, it will be after Christmas. So I really hope you have a safe Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you very much. This is The Growth Concept.